Hi, I'm Dr. Ria Hogseth, founder and director of the Pediatric Dental Assistants Association. As a pediatric dentist, one of the top things we should be concerned about with our office and with our dental team is risk management. So when's the last time you went over that with your entire team? Do they understand what vicarious liability is? You and I know that everything that they say, write, or perform in our offices directly affects our risk of having a malpractice claim against us, whether that influence is on the positive or on the negative. And this applies to everybody in the office, whether they're our employee or if they're an independent contractor or a subcontractor that we've hired to do some specific work in the office. This should be of great concern to you if this is something you have not looked at in your office with your entire team in quite a while. Or maybe you've expanded your office and now have new team members and they have not had this training yet. Another issue might be your patient records. Do you know what your state law is about what should be included in the patient record? Some states are very, very broad and others are very specific. So you want to make sure that you know what needs to be included in your patient record in your state. Do you know how to correct electronic records? With most of us going paperless, we need to know what is the proper way to correct an electronic record. Let's face it, we're all human, right? So there are errors that occur. But how do you fix them legally in your office? I'll give you a hint. It is not putting whiteout on the computer screen. Another concern with risk management is telephone calls. How do you document the telephone calls in your office? For sure, you want to document everything that's both incoming and outgoing in the patient record. But how about the communication that happens after hours? You want to make sure that they are put into the patient record on the very next business day, whether it was a text communication or if it was actually a vocal communication. You want to document everything that was said and done in that patient record. Another big consideration in risk management is communication issues. Most of us think a communication issue might arise from a direct communication between the office, whether it's the doctor or the team, and the patient or the parent. And this is true, a lot of them do come up from that. So you want to make sure you have great communication skills with your team. And communication skills can be taught and trained. So this is something you definitely want to look at. But did you know that your parents and patients are also evaluating you in other ways? So direct evaluation would include the communication that you have directly with the patient and the parent. Again, whether it's the doctor or the team. But they are also evaluating how the dentist and the team communicate with each other. And then they also are watching and listening to how the staff interacts with each other when they think no one's around. So how does that happen in your office? We've all been out places where we hear complaints and gripes between a team. It could be waitresses and waiters at a restaurant. It could be within a department store when they're complaining about their manager. We all hear this going on in all other kinds of situations. You don't want this going on in your office for sure. They're also looking at your written communication. So you want to make sure that anything that goes out of your office has more than two eyes looking at it. The more, the better. So you definitely want to use spell check and grammar check and punctuation and make sure all that is good. But also you want to look at the tone of any communication going out. This is really important if it has to do with anything that has been upsetting to either the parent, patient, or a staff member. So before a response goes out from the office about that, make sure you've waited 24 hours, Relook at the communication that's going out and make sure that it's the best it can be and that the tone is a helpful one and not an accusatory one. Patients and parents also are evaluating your entire office indirectly. So they're going to look at the decor of the office. So when's the last time you've updated that? Also, they're going to look at the cleanliness. So you want to make sure those areas that they have access to are kept scrupulously clean. And I'm talking about the reception area, the restrooms, and operatories where they might have access to. If these are not kept super clean, they're going to wonder, how about the other areas in the office that they don't have access to? You want to make sure that your parents are keeping a very positive outlook on everything that's going on in your office. And this indirect evaluation is important. They are also looking at how you respect their time. Now, we all want them to respect our time by showing up on time for their appointments, right? But how well do you as a team respect your parents' time? Are the patients brought back at their appointment time and starting with their appointments right away? Or are the parent and patient kept waiting in the reception area? And then once you bring them back into the operatory or the open bay, are they kept waiting again? Can the parent count on the fact that they have a half-hour appointment, that they will be out the door in a half an hour? These are all areas that you can look at in making improvements if you need to, just to make sure your patients and parents are still having a great positive experience in your office. And they're also looking at the attire of the entire team. This includes the doctor and all the team members. So even if you wear scrubs in your office, you can have them look very, very professional by having them tailored and hemmed so they look neat and tidy. You can make sure you buy scrubs that are made of material that really is wrinkle resistant. And then of course you also want to make sure that they are kept very, very clean. So whether you're wearing scrubs or not, you want to make sure that the hygiene of the entire team is great and that the clothes you wear are spotless. You might consider having a rule in your office that your entire team does not wear perfume or cologne. I know it has happened to me that I've had a patient come in, whether it was a little boy or a little girl, that got into their parents' perfume or cologne and added a little spruce up before they came to see us. I have literally sat at the chair and had tears in my eyes because of how strong the perfume was that they were wearing. So we want to make sure that we are not offensive back to our parents and patients in the office by the cologne or the perfume we wear. And there are so many people now that are sensitive to different smells that we really want to negate that being an issue also in your office. These are just some of the ideas and some of the concerns that will pop up when you're looking at your risk management in your office. The PDTA actually has a module that has 11 segments on risk management. This is something that you can use with your entire team, that you can assign each segment to the entire team to look at and then have them brought together with a staff meeting, maybe only a half an hour, and you can discuss it and make sure everybody's on the same page. And then the next week you can look at another segment. That way, by the end of 3 or 4 months, you have gone through all of the segments and everybody's on the same page, and you will feel much reassured that everybody's on top of everything and your risk management in your office is clear and everybody's on board with what you need done. If you are not a member yet of the PDTA, you can go to our website at www.thepdaa.org and sign up today and get immediate access to this risk management module. We have over 100 different types of training modules on our website in the members only area, so I know you'll find many other topics that will be helpful for you in the training of your entire team. I'm Dr. Hogseth. This has been a practice pro from the PDAA, and I'll see you on the next one.